to another installment of Real Soul. I'm Von Monroe.
And I'm Lee Bay.
And today we're going to talk about the 1 hour drama. I've got one that's, for what we're talking about, for a black perspective, actually, is going to seem a little odd at the beginning, but actually is not. I chose The Unit, and The Unit is a show that's put together by David Mamet. Dennis Haysbert is the star, and he is the leader of a group of Delta Force Army unit, and they go out and they do secret missions. And so there's that part of it that's the daring do, but another part, equally interesting, is actually that their wives have to hold it together and keep their stuff as secret as as they do. And so basically they go back and forth in between the two. But here's the clip.
What we have here, this is a photograph of a broken mirror.
And you're saying that some stressed out person fired those 2 shots into the mirror?
Yes, I did.
You fired those shots?
Yes, I did.
At a rat?
At a rat, yes.
And you missed the rat, but you grouped 2 shots. 45 pistol, 2-shot group, both in the kill zone, with your husband's pistol.
My husband's pistol, yes. Does that complete our requirements for today?
Tell me again. Just 2 people sitting in a room.
Is that what we're doing? I'm not compelled to attend this meeting. Failure to comply being grounds for my husband's dismissal from the unit.
Shots fired in an on-base residential community. Tell me again.
Jonas came back from the mission. He unholstered his pistol, laid it on top of the bureau. He went in to take a shower. And I came into the bedroom and I saw the largest rat anyone's ever seen scurrying.
Out the wall?
And I picked up the pistol and I cranked off 2 shots.
You fired those shots, not your husband.
That's right.
Would you lie to cover for your husband?
Of course.
Are you lying now?
Of course not.
All right.
That's a grown woman.
That's right. Yeah, looking out for my man. Isn't she? The actress there, Regina Taylor, I mean, to me, one of the baddest actresses of any age, race in the game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And how she pulls that off, with restraint, but also without even knowing the context of it, that there's something else behind the story, and just how she's able to convey with eyes and voice and throw that shield up, it's just a masterwork of her part.
I think one of the things that like is a lot of times when directors are talking to actors, we talk about moving from beat to beat, and what you create is a character through line, right? So that your character starts in one place and then goes somewhere else, and the way that they move through there is they progressively move past one obstacle after another, right? And the way that she negotiates those obstacles with that guy, and it's under duress because she states what it is. She says, like, even when he tries to get like smooth, it's like, look here, baby, come on,
yeah,
now.
Really,
we just people, but she's like, come on, home. You gonna say that to me when you can take my husband out of the field?
Right.
This is not a game. She just lets him know it's like, look, even though she's playing the game, playing to win, playing smooth, right? She's like, I'm not bamboozled by the nonsense.
Right,
even though you're a brother trying to talk to me. So I appreciate that. Again, it's part of the reason why I chose it, but those types of fully developed roles for black women and men, for black actors in general, just don't see that often. That's why I chose it.
It's such a good pick. I mean, I watched the show a few times when it was airing there on CBS, I guess, during the time, and and just the interaction between Haysbert and her, was often good, and for any number of years, I mean, that might have been the only fully developed black couple in a drama that might have been on regular broadcast television.
I think that's correct.
And seeing them together was always a good thing.
Yeah, it was. They had that dance going.
Indeed. Well, my pick for drama is a drama that was aired on NBC almost 20 years ago, if you can believe, Homicide: Life on the Street. Now, this began life as a book by David Simon, who goes on to create The Wire, also set in Baltimore. And in many respects, Homicide is almost a dress rehearsal for The Wire, in that you have some of the same problems of urban America being expressed through the goings-on of, in this case, just a police station. Now, and this is what we're going to see now, some of the finest acting you'll ever see on television, particularly in the 90s when people were sort of enraptured by NYPD Blue kind of cop shows. This show was a little grittier and a little realer. And the scene we're about to see now, you have Andre Braugher, actor from Chicago, who brings the heat in this as Detective Frank Pembleton, and his partner Tim Bayliss, and they're questioning Moses Gunn, who gives an Emmy Award-winning performance in the murder of a girl. And this girl, Adina Watson, her death sort of informs the entire run of the series. They've got just a few hours left to get a confession out of Moses Gunn, otherwise they gotta let him go. So they're trying every trick in the book. This episode is called 3 Men and Adina, and it's simply the 3 of these guys in a room acting their tails off. So we're gonna go to the clip now and see.
Tell me something. Did you ever love somebody, Risley?
Did you ever love somebody?
She was never in my barn.
She was never in your barn.
Right.
Never?
She worked for you, Risley.
You just told us she was there.
I just said never.
Which is
Was it never or what?
She was there?
Right.
She was in the barn?
Right.
Yeah.
She was there in the barn that night?
Right?
No.
You just told us she was there!
Right?
Yeah, no,
You see this? That's a fax from the National Crime Index.
You got a rape on your sheet.
Statutory rape.
A 14-year-old girl.
The charges were dropped.
14-year-old girl.
That was 15 years ago.
Statutory rape.
The charges were dropped.
That doesn't mean anything.
How do we know you didn't threaten the girl to get her to drop the
How
charges?
do we know?
Did you ever try to kiss Adina?
No.
No, that night when you were watching TV, you didn't kiss or anything like that?
No.
When she was in the barn, you didn't have sex with her then?
No.
She was never in the barn and you never had sex with her, right?
No.
No?
We all know what you're about.
We all know what you're about.
You like young girls and they like you.
That's fine as far as that goes.
As long as they keep quiet about things, you don't have any problem.
You got this one rule, don't you?
This one rule which
Just
must
this
be followed.
one rule that's got to be obeyed.
And we all know what that one rule is, don't we?
If you cry, you die.
If you cry, you die.
Yeah, that's the one rule that's got to be obeyed.
If they cry, then they
Now
die.
you like little girls and you like it when they like you.
But if they cry, then they die.
that is what happened to Adina.
She cried and she died!
You answer me this. Are you sure that you didn't do it?
Be straight with me. Are you positive that you didn't do it in your own mind right now?
Not right now. I'm not.
Fantastic.
Indeed.
You know, there've been 1-hour television shows on TV almost since its inception, but the present, incorporation of the 1-hour drama it's like it's been informed by all these technological advances that we've had. So initially, it's like you had to watch the 1-hour drama, and then you had to be able to get in and be able to get out and not be lost. Right. And so they had the episodes were what were called self-contained. Anybody could come in and watch at any point in the season. It's like, oh, I like this, and they keep watching it. But then we start, look, we can save them on DVDs. And people start, instead of they're like, look, I don't want to watch the commercials and I don't want to do any of that. I'll just wait and I'm going to watch all the episodes. And so then the writers start to realize, it's like, look, we can make our characters more complex. And we can create initially what was called mini arcs, where you could jump over like 3 or 4 episodes. You would start something in like episode 2, you wouldn't resolve it until episode 5. You would start something else in episode 3, you wouldn't resolve that until episode 8. And so then they began to attract more and better writers who could put together these complex serpentine plots and give actors meaty stuff for them to dig into and to bring to life these complex characters, and they can make the stories much more complex. And even here, this was the beginning of it, but still somebody always has to be brilliant at the beginning. And so this is what it is. Right now, we've got a lot of really good stuff that's up, but this one was the beginning, and actually the all the way 100% stone cold beginning was Deep Space Nine, which is a show that most people don't even. With Deep Space Nine, when they created that, they said, look, because Star Trek, and they're like, we know we're gonna get our 7 seasons of Star Trek because people are gonna watch it. But when they created the character of Benjamin Sisko that Avery Brooks played, they said, we're going to start him here at the beginning of episode 1. And over the course of the 7 seasons, he's going to end up here. Benjamin Sisko is the most complex character in television history. And a lot of black folks don't know it because they don't watch. It's like, I don't watch Star Trek, that's geek stuff. But it's like, hey, you're missing out.
Well,
You're missing out on it.
I got to check it out. I got to check it out. You know, and this format has really been great for black actors in many respects, particularly on cable. We have, and this show really had it premiered 10 years later or 20 years later, it really would be a cable show, much like The Wire. It really could have come after The Wire as a sequel in some respects. But you've got The Corner, which also deals with life in Baltimore and other things. So it's really become, you know, while network programming, with the exception of the unit and things you've mentioned, that we've mentioned in private, has really sort of, if not turned its back, certainly doesn't provide the opportunities to black actors to kind of get their teeth in this stuff. Cable really has.
Yes, they have.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Real Soul. Join us next time when we're going to talk about TV movies. Until then, I'm Lee Bay.
And I'm Von Monroe. Keep keeping it real.